Welcome to your personalized deep dive. Today, we're going to be cracking open Jut Meininger's How to Run Your Own Life.
Yeah.
And we're going to see if we can kind of pull out some like seriously useful information, about achieving wealth and happiness.
Yeah, and the cool thing is this isn't, your typical self-help book.
Right.
Miner uses this really engaging storytelling style.
Mm.
It's like a conversation between an Earth person seeking guidance
Okay.
and then this wise Martian
Yeah.
who's offering like this really unique objective perspective.
It's like having an alien life coach
Right.
who can see through all of our like human baggage.
Exactly.
Okay, so they jump right into this idea of a life plan.
Yeah.
Now, before you start picturing like this fancy binder with spreadsheets,
Right.
Miner is talking about something much deeper.
Yeah, it's more like a set of decisions, often unconscious ones, that we've made throughout our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And these decisions kind of become like the invisible script we follow,
Right.
influencing how we react to the world and how we chase after what we want.
So what's fascinating is that Meininger suggests that a lot of these decisions were made way back in childhood,
Right?
shaped by our experiences
Wow.
and those early authority figures in our lives.
And here's the catch. Even if those decisions made sense back then,
Mm.
they might not be serving us so well as adults.
Right.
It's like wearing a pair of shoes that fit perfectly when you were 10,
Yeah.
but now they just pinch and cause blisters.
That is a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
It explains why we feel stuck sometimes in these
Right.
patterns that we just can't break.
Exactly.
Even when we know they're holding us back from, wealth and happiness.
To break free from those patterns,
Yeah.
we need to identify those outdated decisions that we're still clinging to.
Okay, so how do we start to even examine those decisions? I mean, they're
Right.
so ingrained.
Yeah. So Meininger introduces this concept of seeing like a Martian.
Okay.
It's like taking off those human-tinted glasses that we're all wearing and putting on a pair of Martian lenses.
Okay.
It's about stepping back and observing ourselves and the world around us
Right.
with a fresh perspective
Yeah.
that's free from assumptions and expectations.
It's almost like becoming a detective in our own lives.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And one of the key tools he emphasizes is paying attention to inconsistencies
Okay.
between people's words, actions, and body language.
Mm-hmm.
He says, by learning to read these subtle cues, we can gain a clearer understanding of situations
Okay.
and avoid being misled.
That reminds me of that episode in the book where the Earth person is convinced that his boss is angry with him because he keeps frowning.
Right. And it turns out the boss just had like a splitting headache.
Oh.
And he was super stressed about work deadlines.
Wow.
The Earth person's interpretation was completely off.
Yeah.
Because he was letting his own anxieties kind of color the situation.
So seeing like a Martian is about learning to detach from those emotional filters
Yeah.
that can really distort our perceptions.
Precisely. And by becoming more objective,
Right.
we can make decisions based on reality
Mm-hmm.
rather than our own fears and insecurities.
Now, Meininger doesn't stop at just examining our life plans and learning to see things objectively.
Right.
He throws in another layer to this.
He does.
These separate parts that exist within each person.
Yes. He identifies four main parts: the parent, the adult, the natural child, and the adapted child.
Okay, so it's like having this like committee in our head.
Think of it as an internal committee
Okay.
that's constantly debating how you should act, think, and feel.
And so each of these parts has like a specific role to play.
Exactly. The parent represents those ingrained rules and beliefs
Okay.
that we've absorbed from those authority figures.
Mm-hmm.
The adult is like our rational problem-solving self.
Okay.
And the natural child embodies joy, spontaneity, and creativity.
What about the adapted child?
That's the part of us that learned to adapt to the demands of our environment,
Right.
sometimes by suppressing our true selves to please others or avoid conflict.
So it's like all of these parts are vying for control,
Exactly.
influencing our decisions and our actions in this like constant tug of war.
Exactly. Meininger uses these parts to illustrate how our internal dynamics can create obstacles to wealth and happiness.
So give me an example of that.
Yeah. For example, in the book, the Earth person constantly feels guilty
Mm-hmm.
about not expressing appreciation for gifts he doesn't actually like.
Okay.
This is a classic battle between the parents' shoulds
Right.
about being grateful and the adapted child's fear of disappointing others.
So by recognizing the interplay of these inner voices,
Right.
we can start to untangle those ingrained patterns
Exactly.
and make more conscious choices.
And that leads us to a really crucial concept in Meininger's approach, redeciding.
Okay, so now that we're starting to see our life plans more clearly,
Yes.
and we understand how these separate parts are influencing our actions,
All right.
what does it mean to redecide?
It means taking a hard look at those outdated decisions that are no longer serving us and consciously choosing to act differently.
So it's like rewriting the script of our lives,
Exactly.
replacing those old limiting beliefs
Yeah.
with new empowering ones.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really exciting,
Okay.
especially if you're seeking wealth and happiness.
Tell me more.
Meininger suggests that many of us are unconsciously holding on to decisions and beliefs
Okay.
that are actually blocking us from achieving those very goals.
Interesting.
Think about it. If your subconscious is clinging to the idea that you're not worthy of wealth or that success will make others resent you,
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot harder to attract those things into your life.
That's a profound insight.
Yeah.
So it's not just about changing our external actions,
Right.
but also about transforming those deeper internal beliefs that are shaping our reality.
Exactly. It's like finally clearing out those old files
Yeah,
and limiting programs in your mental computer.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're starting to see how this all fits together.
Yeah. It's a process.
Right.
It takes time and effort
Yeah.
to dismantle those old patterns and build new ones.
It's like retraining your brain
Exactly.
to think and act in new ways.
Yeah.
Meininger doesn't just stop at redeciding, though.
Right.
He also emphasizes this idea of tapping into our natural child.
Yes.
That part of us that is full of joy, spontaneity, creative energy.
That's a crucial part of his approach.
Yeah.
And one that's often overlooked
Okay.
in the pursuit of wealth and happiness.
Okay.
We get so caught up
Yeah.
in the serious business of adulting
Mm-hmm.
that we forget to nourish that playful, imaginative side of ourselves.
It's like we've traded in our crayons for spreadsheets and board meetings.
Exactly.
Okay, but how does tapping into our natural child
Yeah.
actually help us achieve those goals?
Think about it when you're in a state of playfulness and curiosity.
Okay.
You're more open to new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You're more willing to take risks.
Yeah.
And you're more likely to find creative solutions to problems.
It's like unlocking a hidden superpower
Exactly.
that can fuel our journey towards wealth and happiness.
Yeah.
I love the example in the book where the Earth person is struggling
Yeah.
to come up with ideas for how to get rich,
Yes.
and he's trying to force it,
yeah.
using logic and reason,
Right.
but he's getting nowhere.
And the Martian encourages him to tap into the energy of his natural child, to
Okay.
have fun with it, to brainstorm without judgment or limitations.
Okay.
That's when the really innovative ideas start flowing.
So it's like giving ourselves permission
Yeah.
to be silly, to daydream, to explore possibilities without the pressure of having to get it right all the time.
Now, even with all this newfound awareness and a willingness to redecide old patterns,
Yeah.
Meininger acknowledges that we can still get tripped up
Okay.
by something he calls the powerless cycle.
This sounds intriguing. What is this powerless cycle?
It's a chain reaction of feelings and behaviors
Okay.
that stem from like a core sense of powerlessness,
Okay.
often rooted in childhood experiences.
Mm-hmm.
The Earth person, for example,
Yeah.
had a cycle that started with feeling powerless,
Okay.
then spiraled into anger, anxiety, hunger,
Wow.
a fleeting sense of victory through some self-sabotaging behavior,
Oh,
followed by guilt and sadness.
that's a roller coaster of emotions.
It is.
And it all stemmed from a childhood power struggle with his mother over food.
That's the thing. These cycles often have their roots in early experiences,
Right.
and we carry them with us into adulthood
Yeah.
without even realizing it.
So what's the key to breaking free from these powerless cycles?
It starts with awareness.
Okay.
By recognizing the pattern,
Yeah.
you can start to interrupt it.
Okay.
Think about your own life. Are there any recurring cycles
Mm-hmm.
of thoughts, feelings, or behaviors
Yeah.
that you find yourself caught in?
Okay.
What triggers those cycles?
Yeah.
And how can you start to shift the pattern?
It's like identifying those mental and emotional grooves
Yes.
that we've worn into our brains and consciously choosing to steer in a new direction.
Exactly. And by reclaiming our power,
Mm-hmm.
we can break free from those self-defeating patterns
Okay.
and start creating a reality that's more aligned with our desires.
Now, this whole idea of achieving wealth and happiness,
Yeah.
it's not always this smooth upward trajectory, right?
Absolutely.
Meininger acknowledges that there will be obstacles along the way.
He does. And he suggests that the biggest obstacles often aren't external circumstances,
Okay.
but our own internal resistance.
It's like we're our own worst enemies sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the book where the Earth person, despite all this clarity he's gaining,
Yes.
he's still struggling to move forward.
He's afraid of losing that clarity, which is
Uh-huh.
such a common fear.
Right.
We get a taste of something good, and then we cling to it so tightly
Yeah.
that we actually prevent ourselves from fully experiencing it.
It's like we're afraid to trust in our own growth and progress.
Exactly. And Meininger reminds us that sustainable change takes time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about quick fixes or avoiding setbacks,
Right.
but about consistently questioning our assumptions,
Yeah.
challenging our limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
and making choices that align with our true desires, even when it feels uncomfortable or scary.
So it's about embracing the journey bumps and all.
Exactly.
And trusting that we have the strength and resilience to navigate whatever comes our way.
Precisely speaking of facing fears,
Okay.
Meininger dives deep into understanding and overcoming them.
Okay.
He argues that fear isn't just an emotion.
Yeah.
It's a way we use energy
Okay.
to stop ourselves from taking action.
It's like putting on the brakes
Exactly.
before we even start the engine.
Right. But if fear is just a form of energy,
Okay.
can we redirect that energy towards something more positive?
And that's a good question.
That's exactly what Meininger suggests.
Okay.
He encourages us to become aware of the ways
Yeah.
we use fear as a justification for inaction. It's so easy to convince ourselves that something is too risky or dangerous,
Yeah.
when in reality,
Mm-hmm.
we're just afraid of stepping outside our comfort zone.
It's like we've built this mental fortress
It's
to
strong.
protect ourselves from potential pain.
Yeah.
But in the process,
Right.
we've also locked ourselves out of experiencing joy and growth and fulfillment.
Right. Remember that example where the Earth person is hesitant to move to smaller,
Yeah.
more affordable living quarters
Right.
because he's
Yeah.
afraid of his family's disapproval.
It turns out his fear stemmed from a deeper fear of loneliness,
Exactly.
rooted in childhood experiences of feeling abandoned.
It's amazing how those early experiences
Right.
can create these deep-seated fears
Yeah.
that continue to influence our choices as adults.
Mm-hmm.
But by identifying those underlying fears,
Yeah.
we can start to challenge them
Okay.
and make decisions based on our current needs and desires,
Right.
rather than being controlled by past anxieties.
It's about reclaiming our power, taking ownership of our choices, and refusing to let fear dictate our lives.
And this leads us to another crucial concept in Meininger's framework,
Okay.
the importance of giving ourselves permission.
Okay.
It might sound simple,
Yeah.
but he argues that many of us are unconsciously denying ourselves permission
Okay.
to truly live the lives we desire.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What does he mean by giving ourselves permission?
He suggests that we often carry around these internalized shoulds and should nots,
Mm-hmm.
these rules and restrictions that we've absorbed from our upbringing,
Okay.
societal conditioning, or even just our own inner critic.
Yeah.
These internal rules act as a powerful force,
Okay.
limiting our choices and preventing us from fully expressing our authentic self.
It's like we have this invisible fence
Exactly.
around our desires,
Yeah.
keeping us confined to a small, safe space
Yeah.
instead of allowing ourselves to explore, the vast expanse of possibilities.
Exactly. And Meininger argues that to break free from this self-imposed limitation, we need to consciously grant ourselves permission
Yeah.
to pursue our dreams and desires,
Okay.
regardless of whether they fit neatly into those pre-programmed expectations.
It's like giving ourselves permission to be fully human,
Exactly.
to embrace our imperfections,
Yes.
to celebrate our unique gifts, and to live a life
Yeah.
that's aligned with our deepest values, even if it means breaking some of those outdated rules.
And that leads us to another important aspect of Meininger's approach,
Okay.
learning how to learn effectively.
Learning how to learn.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit meta. What does he mean by that?
He suggests that many of us approach learning in a way
Okay.
that actually hinders our progress.
Okay.
We get caught up in seeking external validation,
Right.
constantly looking to books or experts or other people to tell us what to do and how to think.
It's like we're outsourcing our own thinking and
Yeah.
decision-making processes instead of trusting, in our own inner wisdom.
Precisely. And Meininger argues that true learning involves cultivating a sense of inner knowing,
Okay.
of trusting our own intuition and insights.
It's like remembering that we already have the answers within ourselves.
Yeah.
We just need to learn how to access them.
Exactly. And one way to do that is to become more aware of those moments of clarity,
Okay.
those flashes of insight that emerge
Yeah.
when we quiet the external noise
Right.
and tuning to our own inner wisdom.
It's like creating space for those aha moments to bubble up
Exactly.
from our subconscious.
Now, we've been talking a lot about internal obstacles,
Right.
those fears, limiting beliefs, outdated decisions that can hold us back.
Mm,
But what about external challenges?
right.
We don't live in a vacuum. We have to navigate relationships, careers,
Yeah.
finances, all sorts of external pressures.
Absolutely. Okay, so what are some insights on how to navigate those tricky social dynamics?
He encourages us to remember that we can't control other people's thoughts, feelings, or behaviors.
Right.
We can only control our own responses.
It's so easy to get caught up in trying to change or please others,
Right.
especially those we care about.
Exactly. But Meininger suggests
Yeah.
that this often leads to frustration and resentment.
It's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole.
Exactly.
It's never going to fit perfectly,
Yeah.
no matter how hard you push.
Instead, he advocates for setting clear boundaries
Okay.
and communicating our needs assertively
Mm-hmm.
while respecting the autonomy of others.
That scene in the book where the Earth person is trying to get everyone on the same page
Yes.
during this chaotic meeting,
I remember that.
everyone's talking over each other,
Yeah.
arguing stuck in their own perspectives.
And the Martian advises him to focus on his own clarity
Okay.
and detach from the need to control the outcome of the meeting.
Okay.
Sometimes the most powerful action we could take
Mm-hmm.
is to simply step back and allow others to make their own choices.
It's about surrendering the illusion of control
Exactly.
and recognizing that we can't force others to change or to see things our way.
Precisely. And by releasing that need for control,
Yeah.
we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and drama,
Okay.
allowing us to focus on our own goals and priorities.
So we're becoming masters of our own minds,
Yes.
giving ourselves permission, navigating social dynamics with grace,
Right.
learning how to learn effectively.
Yeah.
What other gems of wisdom does Meininger offer
Wow.
on this journey to wealth and happiness?
He delves into a fascinating aspect of personal growth,
Okay.
understanding and managing our energy.
Ah, yes, the energy equation.
Exactly.
How does he approach this?
He suggests that our energy is a finite resource
Okay.
and that we often deplete it
Yeah.
through unproductive thoughts, behaviors, and interactions.
It's like we're constantly leaking energy
Exactly.
without even realizing it.
Yeah.
So it's not just about creating more energy, it's about plugging those energy leaks
Yes.
and using our energy more wisely.
Precisely. Meininger encourages us to become aware of those energy drains and to consciously choose activities and experiences
Yeah.
that nourish and replenish our energy reserves.
Okay, so give me some specifics. What are some common energy drains
Sure.
that we might be overlooking?
He talks about the energy drain of dwelling on past regrets
Okay.
or worrying about future possibilities.
Right.
All that mental chatter
Yeah,
keeps us stuck in a cycle of negativity
right.
and depletes our energy for taking action in the present moment.
It's like our minds are constantly time traveling,
Yeah, exactly.
replaying old scenarios or projecting future anxieties,
Yeah.
leaving us exhausted and depleted
Yes.
in the here and now.
So what's the antidote to this mental time travel?
Right.
How can we bring ourselves back to the present moment
Yeah,
and reclaim our energy?
that's the question.
Meininger advocates for cultivating a practice of mindfulness,
Okay.
of bringing our attention back to the present moment and focusing on what we can control right now.
Yeah. There's that great analogy in the book where he compares our energy to a bank account.
Yeah.
We can either make deposits by engaging in activities
Yes.
that nourish our mind, body, and spirit,
Mhm.
or we can make withdrawals by indulging in habits and thoughts
Exactly.
that deplete our energy reserves.
It's a powerful reminder that we have a choice
Right.
in how we manage our energy, and that by making conscious choices,
Yeah.
we can create a more abundant and fulfilling life experience.
It's a great reminder that we have agency over our energy.
Yeah.
We're not just passive recipients of whatever life throws our way.
Exactly.
We can choose to engage in activities and practices that nourish us.
Right.
And we can choose to disengage from those that drain us.
So it's about being more mindful
Right.
of how we spend our energy, both physically and mentally.
What other insights does Meininger offer on this topic of energy management?
Well, he talks about the importance of setting clear priorities
Okay.
and focusing our energy on what truly matters.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get scattered trying to do it all
Yeah.
and please everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But Meininger suggests that this lack of focus
Yeah.
can lead to overwhelm and burnout.
It's like we're spreading ourselves too thin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead, he encourages us to identify our core values
Okay.
and to align our actions with those values.
Like decluttering our lives, not just physically,
Mm.
but mentally and emotionally as well,
Mm.
by letting go of those activities and commitments
Yeah.
that don't truly resonate with our deepest aspirations.
Yeah,
We free up energy and resources
Right.
to pursue those goals and dreams that are most aligned with our authentic selves.
Exactly. It's about creating space
Right.
for what truly matters,
Yeah.
both in our internal and external worlds.
Now, speaking of pursuing goals and dreams,
Yes.
Meininger delves into a concept that might surprise you: the power of persistence.
It might sound a bit old-fashioned,
Right.
like something we'd hear in a motivational speech,
Yeah.
but Meininger presents it in a fascinating way.
Okay, how so?
He argues that persistence isn't simply about gritting our teeth
Hmm.
and pushing through obstacles.
Right.
It's about aligning our actions with our deepest desires
Right?
and consistently taking steps,
Yeah.
however small, towards our goals.
It's about staying the course,
Isn't it?
even when we encounter challenges or setbacks.
And he emphasizes that true persistence is fueled by a deep sense of purpose,
Okay.
a belief in our own ability to achieve our dreams,
Right.
and a willingness to stay the course even when faced with challenges.
It's about believing in ourselves and
Yeah.
trusting that we have what it takes to succeed.
Think back to a time when you achieved something
Okay.
you were really proud of.
Mm-hmm.
What role did persistence play in that accomplishment?
It's amazing how much we can achieve
Yeah.
when we set our minds to something and we refuse to give up,
Right.
even when it gets tough.
Meininger also encourages us to cultivate a mindset of experimentation,
Okay.
of embracing failure as a learning opportunity, rather than a sign of defeat.
It's so easy to get discouraged
Yeah.
when things don't go as planned,
Right.
but that fear of failure can be paralyzing,
Good.
preventing us from taking risks and exploring new possibilities.
Exactly. He advocates for a spirit of curiosity
Yeah.
and a willingness to try different approaches
Okay.
until we find what works.
It's like we're scientists conducting experiments,
Exactly.
gathering data and refining our hypotheses along the way.
And by embracing this experimental mindset,
Mm-hmm.
we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities,
Yeah.
allowing for creative solutions and unexpected breakthroughs to emerge.
So it's about viewing setbacks and failures,
Right.
not as endpoints,
Yeah.
but as valuable data points that can inform our next steps.
So what other insights does Meininger offer on this path to wealth and happiness?
Well, he touches on a topic that's often overlooked: the importance of self-care.
Ah, self-care.
Isn't that just about bubble baths and spa days?
It can be.
Okay.
But Meininger presents it in a much deeper way.
Okay, how so?
He suggests that self-care is about honoring our own needs and well-being,
Okay.
both physically and emotionally.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we can't pour from an empty cup.
It's so easy to neglect ourselves
Right.
when we're caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life,
Yeah,
but neglecting our own needs ultimately leads to burnout and resentment.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Meininger encourages us to make time
Okay.
for activities and practices
Yeah.
that nourish our mind, body, and spirit.
So what are some things you do to recharge your batteries and take care of yourself?
For me, it's about getting enough sleep,
Okay.
eating nutritious foods, moving my body,
Mm-hmm.
spending time in nature, and connecting with loved ones.
Yeah.
It sounds so basic,
Yeah.
but it's amazing how often we let those foundational elements of well-being slide
Absolutely.
when we're stressed or overwhelmed.
Those are all great examples. And Meininger reminds us that when we take care of ourselves, we have more energy and clarity to pursue our goals and to enjoy the journey along the way.
It's like investing in ourselves, both for our own well-being
Right.
and for the achievement of our goals.
Okay. What else does Meininger have to say about this path to wealth and happiness?
Well, he highlights the importance of cultivating meaningful relationships.
Yes. The power of connection.
Exactly.
What insights does he offer on this?
He reminds us that we're social creatures by nature
Mm-hmm.
and that we thrive when we feel connected to others.
Right.
He encourages us to nurture those relationships that bring us joy and support
Okay.
and to let go of those that drain our energy or hold us back.
It's so easy to get caught up in people-pleasing.
Right.
And to stay in relationships that no longer serve us.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that leads to a sense of isolation and dissatisfaction.
Instead, he advocates for choosing to spend our time
Okay.
with people who inspire us, challenge us, and support our growth.
It's like surrounding ourselves with a team of cheerleaders
Exactly.
who believe in us and encourage us to reach our full potential.
By cultivating a network of supportive relationships, we create a foundation of love and connection that can sustain us through the inevitable challenges of life.
And speaking of challenges, Meininger doesn't shy away from discussing the more taboo aspects of personal growth.
He does.
Such as embracing our sexuality.
Whoa, things just got a little spicy.
They did.
How does he approach this?
Yeah, I'm curious.
He suggests that sexuality is a natural and healthy part of being human.
Okay.
And that when we deny or repress it, we block a powerful source of energy and vitality.
It's so easy to get caught up in societal expectations.
Right.
And to feel shame or guilt around our sexuality.
Exactly. But Meininger argues that this repression can lead to a diminished sense of self-worth and a disconnect from our own bodies.
It's like we're cutting ourselves off from a vital part of who we are.
And Meininger encourages us to explore our sexuality in a safe and consensual way, to honor our own desires and to celebrate the pleasure and connection that it can bring. By embracing our sexuality, we tap into a powerful source of energy that can enhance our creativity, confidence, and overall well-being.
Okay, so we're embracing our sexuality.
Yes.
We're nurturing our relationships.
Right.
We're taking care of ourselves. What other insights does Meininger offer on this path to wealth and happiness?
Well, he talks about the importance of cultivating a sense of gratitude.
Gratitude. It sounds a bit cliche, like something we'd find on a Hallmark card.
It might sound cliche.
Oh, okay.
But Meininger presents it in a powerful way.
Okay, tell me more.
He suggests that gratitude is a practice that shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, allowing us to appreciate the abundance that already exists in our lives.
It's so easy to get caught up in wanting more.
Right.
And to overlook the good things we already have.
Exactly. But this mindset of scarcity keeps us stuck in a cycle of dissatisfaction.
And Meininger encourages us to cultivate a daily practice of gratitude. To savor those moments of joy and to appreciate the simple things that bring us happiness.
There's that great quote in the book where he says, happiness is not having what you want, but wanting what you have.
It's such a powerful reminder that true contentment comes from appreciating what we already possess, rather than constantly striving for something outside of ourselves.
It's about shifting our perspective from a place of lack to a place of abundance.
I love that.
Yeah.
What are some things you're grateful for in your life right now?
I'm grateful for my health.
Okay.
My loved ones, my home, the beauty of nature, and the opportunity to learn and grow. Sometimes it takes a moment of conscious reflection to remember all the blessings we have.
And that's the power of practicing gratitude. It helps us to reorient our minds towards the positive and to appreciate the richness of our lives.
Now, speaking of challenges, let's talk about procrastination.
Okay.
We've all been there.
Okay. I'm definitely interested in any tips for taming the procrastination monster.
He suggests that procrastination often stems from fear, self-doubt, or a lack of clarity about our goals.
It's so easy to put things off when we feel overwhelmed or uncertain about how to proceed.
But this avoidance only creates more stress and anxiety in the long run.
It's like we're digging ourselves a deeper hole.
Exactly.
Instead of taking the steps to climb out of it.
Instead of avoiding tasks, Meininger advocates for breaking them down into smaller, more manageable steps. And for setting clear deadlines to create a sense of urgency and accountability.
It's like that saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Exactly. And by taking consistent action, even if it's just a small step forward each day, we build momentum and create a sense of progress that can fuel our motivation.
It's about shifting our focus from the overwhelming big picture to the manageable next step.
Exactly what other gems of wisdom does Meininger offer on this path to wealth and happiness?
Well, he delves into a fascinating aspect of personal growth. the importance of forgiveness.
Ah, forgiveness.
It sounds a bit touchy-feely, like something we'd hear in a therapy session.
It might sound touchy-feely,
Okay.
but Meininger presents it in a powerful way.
Okay, how so?
He suggests that forgiveness is a gift we give to ourselves,
Okay.
a way of releasing the burden of resentment and anger that we often carry from past hurts.
It's so easy to hold on to grudges, especially when we feel like we've been wronged.
Right. But ultimately, that bitterness only poisons us, preventing us from experiencing true peace and happiness.
Instead of clinging to that anger and resentment, Meininger encourages us to cultivate a practice of forgiveness, to let go of the need to be right, and to release those who have hurt us not for their benefit,
but for our own.
There's that great quote in the book where he says, forgiveness is not forgetting. It is remembering without anger.
It's such a powerful reminder that true forgiveness involves acknowledging the pain of the past while choosing to move forward without the weight of resentment.
It's about reclaiming our emotional freedom and choosing peace over bitterness.
Now let's talk about a fear that might seem counterintuitive. The fear of success.
The fear of success.
Isn't that a bit odd? Shouldn't we all be striving for success?
You might think so. But Meininger suggests that many of us have unconscious beliefs and feels that sabotage our efforts to achieve our goals.
So what are some of those beliefs?
He talks about the belief that we're not worthy of success. That it's somehow selfish or arrogant to desire wealth and happiness.
So it's not just about those external obstacles, but also about those internal barriers that we erect to protect ourselves from the perceived dangers of success. Exactly. And these limiting beliefs can keep us playing small, preventing us from fully embracing our potential.
Meininger encourages us to challenge those beliefs, to affirm our worthiness, and to give ourselves permission to shine brightly.
There's that scene in the book where the Earth person is close to achieving a major breakthrough. But then he starts to self-sabotage. Creating obstacles and excuses to avoid success.
Interesting.
And the Martian helps him to recognize that he's afraid of the responsibility and visibility that come with success. That he's subconsciously clinging to a familiar identity of not good enough.
It's amazing how much our beliefs can shape our reality.
They can. And Meininger reminds us that to achieve lasting success, we need to align our beliefs with our desires, to affirm our worthiness, and embrace the challenges and rewards that come with stepping into our full potential.
It's about recognizing that we are capable of achieving great things.
And giving ourselves permission to pursue our dreams without fear or self-sabotage.
Now let's shift gears a bit. And talk about the importance of taking risks.
Risks? That sounds a bit scary.
You might think so. But Meininger suggests that without taking risks, we limit our potential for growth and expansion.
It's so easy to get caught up in the comfort of routine.
And
to avoid stepping outside our comfort zone.
But this fear of the unknown can keep us stuck in a rut, preventing us from experiencing new adventures and discovering hidden opportunities.
It's like we're living in this self-imposed cage.
Exactly.
Afraid to venture out and explore the vast expanse beyond our comfort zone.
Meininger encourages us to embrace calculated risks. To weigh the potential rewards against the potential losses, and to step boldly into the unknown.
There's that great analogy in the book where he compares life to a game of poker.
We can either play it safe and fold our hand guaranteeing a small loss, or we can raise the stakes, taking a chance on winning big.
It's a powerful reminder that without taking risks, we forfeit the possibility of experiencing the full spectrum of life's adventures and rewards.
What's one risk you've been contemplating taking?
That's a good question. What are the potential rewards and losses?
Yeah.
What would it take for you to feel comfortable taking that leap?
That's a great question to ponder.
It is.
Sometimes we need that gentle nudge to step outside our comfort zones and embrace the unknown.
Now, speaking of embracing the unknown,
okay,
Meininger also talks about the importance of cultivating a sense of purpose.
Purpose? It sounds a bit lofty.
It might sound lofty.
Yeah.
But Meininger presents it in a very grounded way.
Okay.
He suggests that purpose is about identifying what truly matters to us, what gives our lives meaning and direction.
It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind. and to lose sight of the bigger picture.
Yeah, but without a sense of purpose,
Right.
we can feel lost and unfulfilled,
Okay.
no matter how much wealth or success we accumulate.
So it's not just about external achievements,
Right.
but also about aligning our actions with our deepest values.
Exactly. Meininger encourages us to reflect on our values,
Okay.
to identify our passions, and to align our actions with those things that give our lives meaning.
There's that great quote in the book where he says,
Okay.
"The purpose of life is not to be happy.
Yeah.
It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate,
Mm-hmm.
to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well."
It's such a powerful reminder that true fulfillment comes from living a life of purpose,
Right.
from making a positive impact on the world,
Yeah.
and from leaving a legacy
Mm-hmm.
that extends beyond our own individual existence.
What are some things that give your life meaning and purpose?
For me, it's about connecting with others,
Okay.
making a difference in the world, and pursuing my passions.
Yeah.
It's about living a life that feels aligned with my values,
Right.
and that leaves the world a little bit better than I found it.
Those are beautiful aspirations.
Thank you.
And it sounds like you're well on your way to living a life of purpose.
Now let's talk about a topic that no one enjoys,
Okay.
but that's an inevitable part of life,
Okay.
dealing with setbacks and failures.
Setbacks and failures. No one likes to talk about those.
I know, but they happen.
They do.
So what insights does Meininger offer on navigating those inevitable bumps in the road?
He suggests that setbacks and failures are an inherent part of life.
They are.
And that our ability to learn from them
Right.
and to bounce back stronger is essential for achieving lasting success.
It's so easy to get discouraged and to give up
Right.
when things don't go as planned.
Yeah.
But Meininger argues that this fear of failure can paralyze us,
It can.
preventing us from taking risks
Mm-hmm.
and persevering through challenges.
He advocates for a growth mindset.
Yeah.
A belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed
Exactly.
through effort and learning.
It's about recognizing that setbacks are not signs of weakness or inadequacy,
Okay.
but rather opportunities for growth and learning.
So it's like those are our growing pains.
Exactly. What are some setbacks or failures
Yeah.
you've experienced in your life that have ultimately led to positive growth
Right.
or new opportunities?
Looking back, some of my biggest failures have turned out to be blessings in disguise.
And Elfnor.
Leading me to new paths, new connections, new insights.
It's amazing how much we can learn
It is.
from those experiences
Yeah.
that initially felt like setbacks.
And that's the beauty of embracing a growth mindset.
Right.
It allows us to reframe those challenges as opportunities for learning and expansion.
Meininger also talks about the importance of self-acceptance.
Okay, what does he mean by that?
He suggests that self-acceptance is about embracing all parts of ourselves,
Okay.
the good, the bad, and the messy.
The whole package.
The whole package. It's about recognizing our inherent worthiness,
Okay.
regardless of our flaws or imperfections.
It's so easy to get caught up in self-criticism.
Yeah.
And to focus on our flaws and shortcomings.
Right, but ultimately that self-judgment
Yeah.
only creates a sense of shame and unworthiness.
Instead of beating ourselves up,
Right.
Meininger encourages us to cultivate a practice of self-compassion,
Yes.
to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding,
Exactly.
just as we would treat a dear friend.
There's that great quote in the book where he says,
Okay.
"To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance."
It's such a powerful reminder that true happiness starts with accepting
Yeah.
and loving ourselves fully,
Right.
flaws and all.
It's about recognizing that we are perfectly imperfect
Yeah.
and that our imperfections are part of what makes us unique and beautiful.
What are some ways we can cultivate self-acceptance
Mhm.
in our daily lives?
It could be as simple as noticing those negative self-talk patterns
Oh.
and choosing to replace them with more compassionate and encouraging thoughts. It could also involve spending time doing things we enjoy,
Yeah.
expressing ourselves creatively,
Good.
or practicing gratitude
Okay.
for our strengths and accomplishments.
It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness and compassion
Exactly.
that we would offer to someone we love.
Now let's talk about another common challenge,
Okay.
dealing with negative thoughts and emotions.
We all have those from time to time.
We do. So how do we manage
Yeah.
those inevitable ups and downs of life?
Well, he suggests that our thoughts and emotions are not facts,
Okay.
but rather fleeting experiences that come and go.
Exactly. He encourages us to observe our thoughts and emotions
Okay.
without judgment to allow them to arise and pass without getting caught up in them.
It's so easy to get swept away by negative thoughts.
It is.
And to spiral into a vortex of worry and anxiety.
But resisting those thoughts only creates more suffering.
So instead of fighting those negative thoughts, we can learn to simply observe them.
Exactly.
Without judgment.
Meininger advocates for a practice of mindfulness, of noticing our thoughts and emotions without identifying with them.
Right.
Allowing them to pass like clouds in the sky.
There's that great analogy in the book.
Yeah.
Where he compares our minds to a busy highway.
I remember that one.
Our thoughts and emotions are like cars speeding by.
Right.
And we can either get caught up in the traffic jam.
Yes.
Or we can observe it from a place of stillness.
It's a powerful reminder that we have a choice.
Right.
In how we relate to our thoughts and emotions. And that by cultivating a practice of mindfulness, we can create a sense of inner peace and clarity, even amidst the chaos of life.
Okay, we're practicing mindfulness, observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, embracing self-acceptance. What other insights does Meininger offer on this journey to wealth and happiness?
Well, he talks about the importance of setting healthy boundaries.
Boundaries. Aren't those just about saying no to people?
It can be, but Meininger presents it in a much broader way.
Okay.
He suggests that boundaries are about protecting our time, energy, and emotional well-being.
So it's about creating a safe space for ourselves.
Exactly.
Both physically and emotionally.
They're about knowing our limits and communicating those limits. Clearly and assertively.
It's so easy to get caught up in people-pleasing.
It is.
And to overextend ourselves, leading to resentment and burnout.
And Meininger argues that by setting healthy boundaries, we create a sense of safety and respect in our relationships. Allowing us to show up as our best selves.
There's that great quote in the book where he says, boundaries are not about shutting people out, but about letting the right people in.
It's such a powerful reminder.
It is.
That boundaries are not selfish. But rather an act of self-care and self-respect.
They allow us to create healthy and fulfilling relationships that support our well-being.
Boundaries are essential for both personal and relational well-being.
Absolutely.
They help us to preserve our energy, protect our time, and create a sense of safety and respect in our interactions with others.
Okay, we're setting healthy boundaries, practicing mindfulness. Embracing self-acceptance. What else does Meininger have to say about this journey to wealth and happiness?
Well, he delves into a fascinating concept, the importance of intuition.
Intuition, isn't that just a gut feeling?
It can be, but Meininger presents it as a powerful source of inner wisdom. That can guide us towards our highest good. It's that quiet voice inside. That whispers guidance and insights. Often before our rational mind has had a chance to catch up.
It's so easy to get caught up in logic and reason.
It is.
And to dismiss those subtle whispers of intuition.
But Meininger argues that by learning to trust our intuition, we tap into a deeper knowing that can lead us to unexpected opportunities. And creative solutions.
So how do we strengthen that connection to our intuition?
It could be as simple as paying attention to those gut feelings. Those hunches that arise seemingly out of nowhere. It could also involve spending time in nature, meditating, journaling, or engaging in creative activities that help us to quiet the mind and tune into our inner wisdom.
There's that great scene in the book where the Earth person is faced with a difficult decision, and he's trying to weigh all the pros and cons logically.
I remember that.
And the Martian encourages him to quiet his mind. To tune into his intuition. To see what guidance emerges from within.
It's amazing how much wisdom we can access when we learn to listen to that inner voice.
It's like we all have this built-in GPS system, but we've forgotten how to use it.
We have, we're trusting our intuition. Setting healthy boundaries. Practicing mindfulness.
What else does Meininger offer on this journey to wealth and happiness?
He talks about the importance of taking action.
Action. Isn't that just about doing stuff?
It can be, but Meininger presents it as a key ingredient for manifesting our dreams and desires.
So it's not enough to simply dream.
Right.
We have to actually take steps to make those dreams a reality.
Exactly. He suggests that without action, our goals remain mere fantasies.
It's so easy to get caught up in planning and dreaming.
It is.
But to never actually take the steps, to make things happen.
And Meininger argues that this inaction
Yeah.
can lead to a sense of frustration and stagnation.
It's like we're stuck in neutral.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead, he encourages us to take inspired action.
Okay.
To move towards our goals with courage and determination.
Yeah.
Even if we don't have all the answers or if we feel afraid.
It's about bridging the gap between intention and action.
Exactly. It's not enough to simply dream about a better life.
Right.
We have to take concrete steps to create it.
And those steps don't have to be huge life-altering leaps, right?
Sometimes the smallest actions
Yeah.
can create the biggest ripples of change.
What's one small step you can take today?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Towards a goal that's been on your mind.
That's a great question to reflect on. Sometimes we overcomplicate things.
We do?
Thinking we need to have it all figured out before we can even begin.
But maybe it's more about simply taking that first step.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a tiny one.
And that's where the power of momentum comes in.
Exactly.
Once we start taking action, even small actions,
right,
it creates a ripple effect that can propel us forward.
Okay, we're taking action.
Right.
Trusting our intuition, setting healthy boundaries.
What else does Meininger have to say about this journey to wealth and happiness?
Well, he delves into a fascinating concept.
Okay.
The importance of celebrating our successes.
Celebrating our successes? That sounds fun.
It is.
But isn't it a bit self-indulgent?
It can be. But Meininger presents it as a way of acknowledging our progress.
Okay.
And reinforcing positive behaviors.
Interesting.
He suggests that when we take the time to celebrate our wins, big or small, we create a positive feedback loop that motivates us to keep moving forward.
It's so easy to get caught up in the pursuit of the next goal.
It is.
And to forget to pause and appreciate how far we've come.
And Meininger argues that this lack of celebration can lead to burnout and a diminished sense of accomplishment.
So we need to take the time to savor those victories.
Exactly.
No matter how small they may seem.
Precisely. He encourages us to savor those moments of victory.
Right.
To acknowledge our efforts.
Yeah.
And to reward ourselves for our hard work.
It's like giving ourselves a pat on the back.
Exactly.
For a job well done.
And those celebrations don't have to be elaborate or expensive.
Right.
It can be as simple as taking a few minutes to reflect on what you've accomplished.
Okay.
Sharing your success with a friend. Or treating yourself to something you enjoy.
It's about recognizing and honoring our efforts.
Yes.
No matter how small they may seem.
Now, on the topic of change.
Okay.
Meininger emphasizes the importance of embracing it as a natural part of life.
Change. That can be scary.
It can be.
Isn't it better to stick with what's familiar and comfortable?
You might think so, but Meininger suggests that change is inevitable.
Okay.
And that our ability to adapt and to embrace new experiences is essential for growth and fulfillment.
It's so easy to get caught up in routine.
It is.
And to resist stepping outside our comfort zones.
But that fear of the unknown can keep us stuck in a rut, preventing us from discovering new possibilities and reaching our full potential.
Instead, he encourages us to embrace change as an opportunity for growth.
Exactly.
To cultivate a spirit of curiosity. And to welcome new experiences with open arms.
There's that great quote in the book where he says, the only constant is change.
It's such a powerful reminder that life is a constant flow of experiences.
It is.
And that our willingness to embrace change is what allows us to grow, to learn, and to evolve.
Exactly.
Into the best versions of ourselves.
It's about surrendering to the flow of life. Trusting that even amidst the uncertainty and unpredictability, there is beauty and growth to be found.
And that brings us to one of the most profound concepts in Meininger's work. The importance of living in the present moment.
Oh, living in the present moment.
That sounds like a Zen concept.
It does.
But how do we actually do that in our busy, chaotic lives?
He suggests that it's a practice, not a destination. It's about cultivating an awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations in the present moment without judgment or attachment.
It's so easy to get caught up in regrets about the past.
It is.
Or worries about the future. Missing out on the beauty and richness of the present moment.
And Meininger argues that this mental time travel keeps us from fully experiencing life as it unfolds.
He encourages us to savor those simple pleasures,
Yeah.
to appreciate the beauty around us,
Right.
and to engage fully in our present experiences.
It's about shifting our focus from the mental chatter in our heads to the richness of the world around us.
It's like we're waking up from a dream.
Exactly.
And finally seeing the world in all its vibrant detail.
And that brings us to the heart of Meininger's message.
Okay.
He reminds us that this journey of wealth and happiness is not about achieving some perfect state of being, but rather about cultivating a way of being.
Okay.
A mindset that allows us to experience those qualities more fully in our lives.
So it's not a destination, but a direction.
Exactly.
It's an ongoing journey of growth,
yes,
transformation, and self-discovery.
And Meininger encourages us to approach this journey with a sense of curiosity, playfulness, and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've explored Meininger's unique approach to personal growth and transformation.
Right.
From understanding our life plans and separate parts to embracing change, taking risks, and cultivating a mindset of abundance and gratitude.
Exactly.
What's the most important takeaway you hope listeners will glean from this deep dive into Meininger's work?
I think the most powerful message is this. We have far more power and control over our lives than we often realize.
It's about recognizing our own agency.
Exactly. By understanding the forces that shape our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and by consciously choosing to rewrite those old scripts that no longer serve us.
We can create a life that is aligned with our deepest desires and values.
It's not about blaming our past or feeling victimized by circumstances, but rather about taking ownership of our choices and creating a future that reflects our true potential.
Speaking of rewards, Meininger poses a question in the book that I think is a great one for all of us to ponder.
Okay, what is it?
He says, what is the most sensational feeling you've ever experienced?
Okay.
And how can you learn to tap into that feeling to fuel your pursuit of your goals?
It's a powerful question.
It is. It's like he's inviting us to connect with that source of joy and passion and energy that can propel us forward on this journey.
What are those experiences that truly light you up? That fill you with a sense of aliveness and purpose? How can you incorporate more of those experiences into your life? Allowing them to fuel your pursuit of wealth and happiness.
So much to think about. We've explored so many valuable concepts from Meininger's work, and I hope you found this deep dive as insightful and inspiring as we have.
Remember, this deep dive has been custom tailored just for you.
It has.
Based on your interest and goals.
And even small shifts in our thinking and actions can lead to profound changes over time.
It's about taking those insights, applying them to your own life, and seeing what unfolds.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into how to run your own life.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing.
Yes.
And keep creating the life of your dreams.